You walk into a beautiful restaurant. The table is set for 8. Gold and silver balloons drift lazily against the ceiling fan. A white tablecloth glimmers under soft lighting. Tonight is supposed to be your night. A night where your coworkers and your boss celebrate your promotion. But hours pass. The food grows cold. Your glass of water sweats onto the linen. And when your phone finally buzzes, it's not your friends or colleagues saying they're late. It's a picture of them. Every single one of them. Smiling, laughing, holding champagne at a different party across town. And you? You're alone. What would you do? If you've ever been stabbed in the back by people you trusted, if you've ever been underestimated, excluded, or flat out disrespected, then you're going to love this story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up. Because this is one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll hear all week. My name is Bryn Azarian, and until this night, I thought integrity, hard work, and loyalty would eventually speak for themselves. I was wrong. I sat alone at that long table for over 2 hours. Every few minutes, the waiter came by with that same question, polite, but laced with pity. "Would you like to order now, or are you still waiting?" I muttered. "Just 5 more minutes," even though we both knew nobody was coming. My stomach was in knots, not from hunger, but from the humiliation of it all. Imagine the staff whispering behind my back. That poor woman. No one showed up. When my phone finally buzzed, I thought finally. An apology. A delay. Some explanation. But no, it was a photo. A massive cake. Rooftop skyline twinkling in the background. A banner. "Happy retirement, Camden." And surrounding that cake, every single one of my coworkers. My so-called work family. Even Talia, my closest friend, the one who had helped me rehearse my acceptance speech, her arm draped around Camden, smiling wider than I'd ever seen. The timestamp? Posted 40 minutes ago, meaning they were already partying while I sat there, alone, waiting. The realization hit me like a gut punch. I wasn't forgotten. I wasn't overlooked. I was deliberately excluded. To understand how painful this was, you need to know my story. I'm 32 years old. My parents died when I was 19, so I put myself through school, working part-time jobs while grinding through a double doctorate in chemistry and materials science. No siblings. No close family. My career was everything. 5 years ago, I joined a research team developing groundbreaking tech turning plastic waste into durable, sustainable building materials. The kind of innovation that could change the world. I gave it everything. Long nights, weekends, endless testing. I wasn't the loudest voice in the room, but I was thorough, precise, reliable. That's when Camden arrived. Charismatic, charming, always ready with a joke or a smile. He didn't do the work, he sold the dream. While I labored over data and testing, Camden played politics, promised quick results, took shortcuts. Management loved him. And Quinn, my boss, he started shutting me out of meetings. Budget requests vanished. Reports I filed went missing. My colleagues? They drifted toward Camden's orbit like moths to a flame. Everyone, except Talia, or so I thought. Months of frustration finally broke when independent testing confirmed it. My formula worked. Camden's didn't. Mine was stable, strong, scalable. Management couldn't ignore me anymore. I was promoted to senior research developer, the role Camden had been gunning for. He announced his retirement the next day. And apparently, his farewell party was more important than my promotion dinner. That was the betrayal. Not just their absence, but their choice. They chose him, even after everything. As I stared at that rooftop party photo, another notification appeared. 93 missed calls. All from HR. My hands shook as I dialed back. "Where have you been? We've been trying to reach you for hours." It turned out Camden's formula, the one he sold to everyone, was failing. Test structures collapsing. Investor presentations due the next morning. The company was on the brink of disaster. And suddenly, the same people who abandoned me needed me. Because my formula was the only thing that could save them. So I went. Not for them, but for me. For my work. For my name. The office was chaos. Executives panicked. Screens filled with images of crumbling buildings. Camden swaggered in, late, reeking of champagne, brushing it off. Just minor adjustments, he said. But I knew better. I opened my laptop. That formula will never work. But mine will. For hours, I walked the executive team through my data. Calm, methodical, unshakable. And it worked. The CEO sided with me. The investor presentation would use my formula. But then, I noticed something. Talia, slipping a folder into a desk drawer. When everyone left, I checked. Inside, my original reports. My work. Only my name had been scratched out, replaced with Camden's. They hadn't just ignored me. They tried to erase me. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I felt clarity. If they wanted to play politics, fine. But I wasn't just going to win this battle. I was going to dismantle the entire system that protected them. I started gathering evidence, emails, altered documents, every instance where my contributions were buried. I smiled through meetings, played nice, and waited. Weeks later, I requested a private audience with the board of directors. I didn't walk in pointing fingers. No, I laid out the pattern. A culture that rewarded shortcuts over science, charisma over competence, politics over results. 3 weeks ago, I told them, this company nearly lost $180 million because of these failures. Not because of bad luck, not because of a single mistake, but because this system silences people like me. I presented a reorganization plan, real accountability, multiple review levels, safeguards for whistleblowers. The board sat in silence. Then the chairwoman leaned forward. This would require restructuring, including leadership changes. I looked her in the eye. Yes, it would. The fallout was swift. Quinn? Demoted and transitioned out. Camden? His retirement sped up without honors, without celebration. And Talia? Quietly reassigned, her credibility shattered. As for me, I was promoted again this time, not just in title, but in authority. My formula moved forward, my name restored. And the same people who left me sitting alone at that restaurant now had to report to me. Their regret was written all over their faces. You know what I learned that night? Sometimes betrayal isn't loud. Sometimes it's quiet. A chair left empty. A party you weren't invited to. But when people show you who they are, believe them. And when you get the chance to rise above, make sure your success is the loudest revenge. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe for more tales of betrayal and justice. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? Because as Bryn proved, sometimes the best revenge is simply winning.